here. Welcome to my 8-month keto update. I have blood work to share and an update about how the last couple of weeks have gone. For those of you who are new here, I've been on keto since March 6th. And let's talk about weight first, because that's what a lot of people want to hear. So I started keto on March 6th at 425 pounds. And I'm weighing in today, November 6th, at 383 pounds, which is a total loss of 42 pounds. I haven't weighed in a couple of weeks. I think I talked about that in my last video because I was supposed to have an epidural. I was off my meloxicam. I've been having to take insulin again. So I haven't weighed again. So that number may be higher or lower. I don't know. I don't care to find out right now. I probably won't weigh again until the 1st of December. So let's talk about blood work. I'm really excited to share that with you. I gotta put on my glasses so I can see something. So I have blood work from April, which meant I was roughly a month on keto, from June, which was 3 months on keto, and then October, which was 7 months on keto. So in April, my A1C was 9. And then in June, my A1C was 6.9. In October, my A1C was 7. So it's popped up a tenth of a point, and I don't hate that at all, because for almost a month or so, I was doing this completely without any insulin. Now, I've had to have some insulin over the last few weeks. You guys know I've been running a fever. I went and saw my regular doctor. He said it's from allergies, and unfortunately, my body just reacts poorly when I'm sick. So my blood sugar has been running a little bit elevated. So I have been taking insulin. This morning it was 158. Again, a little bit higher, but I hope over the next couple of weeks I can get it back down to where I no longer need insulin. I go see my endocrinologist on December 7th, and my goal by then is to be back off insulin. So, put my glasses back on. So I dropped almost 2 full points from April to June, and then, or a little over 2 points from April to June, and then October, I'm back up a tenth. And then my cholesterol, total cholesterol in April was 145, total cholesterol in June was 145, and my total cholesterol in October is 150. So it bumped up just a little bit. Triglycerides in April were 113, June were 113, in October they're 132, and that's known for them to do that. My HDL was 52, 49, so that came down a little bit. And my LDL was 70, 70, and 75. So the cholesterol hasn't moved very much, and of course the A1C has moved in the right direction. Weight, 42 pounds. I know a lot of people are like, oh, 42 pounds is nothing. But you have to remember that I am an insulin-dependent diabetic. I have been an insulin-dependent diabetic, and I think I was down 26 pounds, 25 pounds the first 6 months on keto, 7 months on keto. And then within the last month, I've lost an additional, I lost an additional 20 pounds or so. So that's really, really awesome to me. My number one go through all of this, and I've mentioned this ad nauseum for those of you who've been around, has been to get off of insulin. That's my number one goal. And I am so sad that I got a taste of that. And it's crazy how fast the weight was coming off when I was off of it, because I was off of it almost a month, and I was losing about a pound a day. So it was insane how much insulin just makes you hold on to weight. It is a fat storing drug, so it would make sense, hormone, that you would store fat. So yeah, I don't want to say that I'm disappointed in the progress that I've made, because honestly, I feel like I've done a pretty good job. I will say that while I haven't been perfect for 8 months, this entire 8 months, this is the longest I've been consistent with something in probably ever. I mean, I've had life happen. I've let my emotions take over, where I've either emotionally ate, those kinds of things. So it's been a journey. It's had its peaks and valleys, but I feel like I'm back up on my way back up to another peak, and hopefully I'll get to where I can level it off. So it's been a ride. It's been a journey. To those of you who've been with me from the beginning, thank you very much. I'm going to insert a picture right here where you can see the thumbnail from like my first keto video to my 3-month update, and then to today. So there is a pretty substantial difference in the size of my face. Rob and I had a garage sale this past weekend, and I went through my entire closet, and I would say I probably have like 2 pair of jeans that fit, that are a little big, and then a few shirts, and everything else is too big. And I will be listing those for sale over the next couple of weeks. So if you're interested, it's mostly Torrid size 5 and 6. I have some Old Navy pants, I believe, etc. So anyway, if you're interested in those, and I will have those linked. I don't know if I'm going to do them on my blog. I don't know if I'm going to do Poshmark. I haven't really quite decided, but I will be getting rid of some clothes. And it's not disappointing in the way, it's because I basically bought a brand new winter wardrobe last year before we went on vacation, and none of it fits. So if I buy clothes over the next year or so, I will do it either, Facebook groups or thrift stores, etc. Now for Rob, he's lost almost 25 pounds, 27 pounds. He's probably getting close to a weight where his weight's gonna plateau. So I don't feel bad about investing in clothes for him. So, but yeah, and what's crazy is we had a bunch of clothes in the closet that no longer fit. They were too small, and I basically turned over my wardrobe because those clothes now fit, and all of the big stuff is going out. So I'm really excited about that. I went and saw my regular doctor on the 23rd. I think I mentioned that, and we talked about a few things. The first thing we talked about was ox bile. He doesn't think that it's necessary for me because my gallbladder, my lack of gallbladder, because I had it removed last August, isn't what's really causing me to not be able to keep fats in or keep things in. It's the mastodon. And if you guys are new here, I was diagnosed with myasthenia gravis, which is an autoimmune disorder. Basically, my immune system is attacking my muscles, and the muscles and then the muscles and the nerves aren't it's the neuromuscular junction disorder. I have a whole video on that. I think it's, and the diagnosis is, I think that's the title of that video. So if you want to check that out. And we talked, and I asked him about being on so much Imodium, because I think I've mentioned probably more than once that my neurologist was like, if you need to take 3 or 4 Imodium a day, and I was just like, what? So my doctor, he was like, yeah, he's like, I said, listen, I don't want to be 90 and have a colostomy bag because I took Imodium every day for, 12, 20 years. And he said, most people, he would say, no, you can't have that much Imodium. He said, but for you, can you live without that mastodon? And I said, no. And he said, well, then, that's your answer. So that kind of sucks. But the mastodon, I do have an improvement with the myasthenia with the mastodon, so it's something I'm going to stick with. He asked me how I was losing so much weight, because I had lost weight when I went to see him, and they had a digital scale, so yay for them. And I said, I've been doing keto. And he's like, well, what else is new? I was like, well, I'm not taking any insulin. He was like, and like his mind, I just saw it go, boom. And he started drilling me. He's like, well, what are you doing? And I told him, I was like, I'm not doing anything. I said, I've lost weight from keto. I said, I've got my blood sugars under control from keto. So he wanted to run a bunch of blood work, and he did. And I just shared some of that with you guys. So he's like, all right, keep doing what you're doing, as long as it's working. So that was fun. Or not fun, but it was good to have that validation. I did ask him about turmeric. You guys know that I suffer from everything. Like, my bones and my body is just broken. And I was intending to have an epidural on the 1st. So I wasn't able to take my meloxicam, which is my anti-inflammatory, So he did suggest that turmeric would work. So I'm now taking turmeric. I think I'm at 1,500 or 1,800 milligrams a day. I haven't really noticed any difference with it, but I'm going to keep going with it. I am back on my meloxicam because I told him I didn't want to go back to that pain management doctor. So he actually referred me to his neurosurgeon, and I am going to have an appointment to go see him to talk about potential surgery. So I have a pinched nerve in my like in all three spines. So my cervical spine, my lumbar spine, and my thoracic spine. My neurologist is taking me off the Grillis. She said it's probably making the myasthenia worse. And I'm like, okay, I've been on Grillis for 11 months. Why are we just now talking about that? So I'll have to come back off of that. And she said, you know, if I have nerve pain once I'm off of it, because I'm taking it for the nerve pain in my thoracic spine, then we'll take Lyrica or something like that. But I'm really hoping that I don't have to do that. As far as keto, I mean, I feel like I'm making progress. I had to put the scale away because as I was taking insulin, it was just stopping and I was getting really frustrated. And Rob reminded me, and I have to remind myself that my goal with going keto has never been about a particular number on the scale. It's been about getting off of insulin. And I've had a taste of that and I want to get back to that. So that has to be my focus. We have the holidays coming up and I'm not too concerned about it. I'm really not. I know a lot of people, you know, fall victim to sweets and stuff like that, but I am the cook of our household, so I can decide what we're having. I'm going to try to order a smoked turkey. Hey, Rush Racks. Try to get a smoked turkey. I'm going to try to work on some low-carb chicken and dressing. I'm going to try a low-carb pecan pie. So yeah, I have a method to my madness, and then for Christmas, we'll see what happens. So the goal over the next month or so, I mean, I wanted to be 375 by Christmas. I still want to be 375 by Christmas. But if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. And I went to therapy today, and that's what we talked about. He's like, you know, you have to stay out of your head. You have to, you know, do what you can do and just be okay with it. Because that's been an issue for me. We had that garage sale on Friday and Saturday. And one thing I sold was all of my supplies to make ornaments. And for those of you who don't know, I used to make ornaments. I'll try to remember to throw in a picture right here. They were hand beaded and they would take me forever. And it's just not something I can do anymore. And Rob's like, well, what do you think about selling all your ornament stuff? And I said, it's really upsetting. And he just kind of looked at me. I said, because it's another thing that I can't do anymore. And my therapist was like, you got to focus on what you can do. And I'm like, well, that's not much. But, oh goodness. So I've got to get my head in a different direction where I'm more positive and, you know, not so negative and not so focused on what I can't do. And that's hard to come out of. When I went and saw my doctor, it had been a year. Like, it was a year to the date where I started having symptoms of the myasthenia and went and saw him. So it's rough. I saw my neurologist on Halloween, and again, she's taking me off Grillis. I'm sticking with the methicillin and the mycophenolate, which is Celsep, so the immune suppressing drug. And I go see her in March. So she tested, and she ran a new antibody test. I mean, it's just a bunch of stuff that'll make my head go. So I'm trying just to be. I'm just trying to be me. We are heading into my most favorite time of year. I absolutely love the holidays. Christmas is my most favorite thing ever in my life. I love to decorate. Yeah, last year I just wasn't able to. I don't know that I'll be able to this year, but I've convinced Rob to let me start decorating a couple, I guess this next weekend. And, you know, start slowly putting up the tree and adding ornaments and stuff like that. I really want to decorate. I mean, I don't know that we'll have anybody over for Christmas. My brother may come down for Thanksgiving. I don't know about Christmas, but Christmas is my happy place and it puts me in a good mood. So I really want to get there again. So my goal for the next month is, like I said, to really work on getting my blood sugar, like getting off of insulin. I've considered an extended fast just to kind of reset things. I've considered, I don't know. I don't know what is the right thing to do. Today, all I've had is a coffee from Starbucks. So that was about 400 calories. And I just don't feel well. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can feel it in my throat. I can feel it in my head. We're about to get another cold front. If Mother Nature can make up her flippin' mind, that would be fantastic. Friday, it was like in the 60s and I was freezing cold during the garage sale. Saturday, it's been in the 80s, almost 90 the last couple of days. So it's just like my body doesn't know which way it's up. But yeah, so thank you guys so much. I am going to get back into vlogging. I haven't vlogged in a little bit. I didn't vlog at all last week. I didn't have time. We were just so busy trying to get things set up for that garage sale. I had my appointment on Tuesday with the neurologist, which was at 1. We left our house at 11. We didn't get home till like 8 o'clock that night. We did spend about 30 minutes at Trader Joe's over in Dallas, and I picked up 4 jars of that bagel seasoning, and I picked up their pork belly. The pork belly was good, but expensive. So apparently it's like $4 a pound at Costco, and it was $5 for 12 ounces at Trader Joe's. So I think Rob and I will get some at Costco to see how it is and how it do. That's really about it. I mean, I don't have much else to tell you. I feel like I said, this is the longest that I've stuck with any kind of eating plan. And again, I know that there's been some times where I've been off and been on, but I think to me, the main thing is I get back on the horse. And not to, use a cliche, but, every time I get off the wagon or every time I allow myself to eat poorly, I deal with it and then I get right back to it. And I think that's really important. So I'm really excited, guys. Again, this is my favorite time of year. I need to start thinking of my word for 2018. 2018 will hopefully be better than 2017 was. I'm just really excited about new beginnings. So yeah. So thanks you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this update. Let me know down below how long you've been keto, if you do keto, how you're doing, etc. So yeah, thanks guys. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.